to week 8 of the Dana White Contender Series. So the first fight of the night is Vinicius Oliveira versus Victor Hugo Madarel. I'm going to be going with Vinicius Oliveira. You know, he's beaten the better competition and he's younger. I do like that for him here. You know, he's beat 12-2, 7-3, 12-3, 14-1, 4-1, 11-3, 7-3, 4-3. You know, when he was just starting off, like he's beat some pretty good guys. Victor Hugo isn't bad himself. You know, he did get a win over Jose Alberto Quinones, who was in the UFC. Actually, maybe he's probably reached a better level of competition, actually. Christian Quinones is a really good win as well in the UFC. So, you know, he's beat UFC level guys. But I think his chin's a little bit shaky from what I'm seeing. You know, he got KO'd by Marcelo Rojo. And Vinicius is pretty good from what I've seen. The tape I've watched on him, he looked pretty good. But he lost to Christian Quinones, but that was in 2018. It looks like he's improved a bit since then. But I wouldn't count out the Mexican fighter here, but I do think Oliveira just seems to have improved quite a lot from what I've seen. He did lose to Ali Taleb a fight before this, but he took some time off, came back, and I think he will get this done, but I'm not super confident in it. I'm going to go with Vinicius Oliveira in this fight. But yeah, like I say, not super confident on this one. But I did like what I seen from Vinicius Oliveira, so I'm going to go with him here. Then we have a women's fight. It was meant to be Shavkat Rakhmonov's sister in this fight, but she pulled out of the fight. I'm gonna go with the short notice replacement. No, actually no. I'm gonna go with Ernesta Kranatakit. I didn't pronounce that properly. I favor her in this matchup. She's beat the better level of competition. She seems to have a boxing background, and she has more experience. And yeah, Carly Judus just seems like she sort of can crushed a little bit. While Nesta's actually beat some people with positive records. But it is women's MMA, so who knows what's going to happen. I'm going to go with Nesta getting a decision here, though. But fuck knows, man. I can't predict women's fights. I'll tell you that much. Who can? But yeah. Then we have a pretty fun fight between Danny Silva and Angel Pacheco. I'm going to be taking Danny Silva here. I really liked what I seen from Danny Silva. It's a very fun style. Reminds me a lot of Trevor Peak. Very powerful. And he's beat some pretty good guys. 4-0, 2-0, 4-1. You know, not horrible wins. And then I'd say he's definitely beat the better level of competition than Angel Pacheco. You know, if you look at his record, it's pretty rough. 0-1, 2-1, 1-0. What is that 1-0 guy now though? He's 4-2, so I guess that win aged well. But recently 9-14, 9-13, literally back-to-back rematches too, which is really weird. I don't like that. 12-8. His last win against Wilson. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but Wilson the Strong Eagle. You know, he's gone on to win a bunch of fights after that, so I guess that's a legit win for him. But I am going to be taking Danny Silva here. It looked like Angel Pacheco's. He looked a bit shaky in one of the fights I've seen. I might be remembering wrong, but I'm going to say that Danny Silva gets this one done, and I'm going to say he gets it done by KO. Very fun fighter, though. Seems to have really good cardio, and Angel seems to slow down from what I've seen. And then this fight's a really weird one to predict because there is no tape on Mario Pizanon, and there is tape on Alexander Solidatkin. He seems very athletic, but he turns almost like a can when he gasses out. His cardio is not good, but I have nothing on the Mario guy, and he's beat absolute cans, so that's not a good look at all. He even has an MMA record ineligible MMA match, which was his last fight, which means that the guy he fought was literally like that bad that they didn't sanction it, or they don't put it on his record. The guy was 0-4. So yeah, not a good look. Definitely not a good look at all. So I'm going to take Alexander Solidatkin here. I think he's going to get a KO, but I'm not super confident. I have nothing to go off on Mario here, but all I know is he trains with Jailton Almeida, but what does that mean? He doesn't look like Jailton Almeida, so he's gone to a decision with some of these guys as well. Went to a decision with an 11-7 guy. So I'm gonna go with Alexander here. Not confident. I know nothing about either of these guys, like literally nothing. And then we had the main event, which is a welterweight fight between Danny Barlow and Raheem Forrest. I know I've heard of Raheem Forrest. He lost to the guy who fought Blood Diamond, Charles Radke, the infamous, notorious Charles Radke, after his post-fight interview. But yeah, he was having a lot of success against Charlie Radke. He had him hurt, but he ended up getting rear naked. He made a mistake. His fight IQ, he made a very big fight IQ error in that fight, but he seems pretty solid. But Danny Barlow, his left hand is like a piston, and he's very, very accurate with it. I'm gonna go with Danny Barlow here. I'm not super confident, but he has a fucking crazy left hand. He's got an 80-inch reach as well. I believe he has a 5-inch reach advantage. So yeah, okay, 56%. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure Raheem Forrest has a 75-inch reach. I'm not quite sure, but I believe that is the case. But I'm going to go with Danny Barlow here. I'm going to go with him. I just think he's going to get that. He's going to catch Raheem Forrest. I think he's going to land that big left shot. But I don't know what his ceiling is. He reminds me a lot of Dwight Grant, if I'm being honest. He does, like, I don't know. He just seems like he's got a left hand, but I'm gonna say he lands this. But it's a close fight. He has some jiu-jitsu as well, so he's not like completely useless on the ground. Like, he had an exhibition combat jiu-jitsu match as well. He lost, but still, I like that he's going out there and doing all these stuff, like doing jiu-jitsu, combat jiu-jitsu. Combat jiu-jitsu is like just a jiu-jitsu match where you're allowed to slap. So yeah, I like that out of him. I'm gonna go with him here, but I'm not super confident. But I am gonna go with Danny Barlow. Plus, short notice for Raheem Forrest, so who knows how much time he got to really prepare. So yeah, I'm going with Danny left hand to God Barlow. So yeah, they're my picks for week 8. I'm very excited for next week. Next week got some solid prospects. This card should be really fun. This one's got some fun fighters. So yeah, should be good. Especially since there's no UFC, so this is the MMA we get for the week. At least the Zuffa related MMA. I'm sure there'll be some MMA somewhere in the world. But yeah, thanks for watching.